So how's everyone doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Haven't done the Zoom thing before, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I did it with my last class, counting 5,000 for the first time. There's Nate.
Oh.
Oh, kind of.
Well, I'm going to be
Kinda
using
like
that
buddy.
then this semester too.
Yeah, you'll use that then for your presentation.
Perfect. Well, might as well learn it now then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Nate looks like. That works.
Nice pale black.
There's the long hair. That works.
Yep. All good now.
All right, sexy Jesus. All right, so I guess I'll just start real quick. Looks like Melissa said,
Oh, someone's mic.
yeah, somebody's static. Yeah, Melissa wrote and said she couldn't join us, so she sent her 5 business ideas. So
Oh, okay.
I guess as long as we all have our 5 ideas, that's 25 of them. Someone needs to just jot them down, or we can do whatever. This is recording, so we can always go back to this. And then afterwards, when we whittle it down to 5, then I guess we do a presentation where we can either do it as a video or just as a PowerPoint. Is that my understanding? Or is there something different than that?
It says that we have to figure out a way to condense it all to a top 5 pick.
Correct. But once we do that, then we have to present it as the project. That's our deliverable, right? And
Yeah.
so it's either like that you said, either on YouTube or a presentation. So my guess is either a video or we just do the PowerPoint. I don't know.
I mean, you can do a PowerPoint and have commentary over it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think I read from that, but
Same.
or a video, whatever works best.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it says you should have a PowerPoint or similar deck coupled with commentary. So probably some sort of video that is uploaded to YouTube or something publicly.
Okay. So yeah, then we can do it as a Zoom with those, and then create a PowerPoint presentation, and then like one person's talking over whatever it is. We all obviously don't have to do that, but we can decide on who wants to do that at the end. So yeah, you want to just go through with the ideas?
Yeah, let's get started. You guys want me to start then?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, no laughing at my ideas, all right? All right, so I have a few of them. I think I had more than 5, but I'm only going to share 5. So my first one that I thought about was just something that records. So it's used for class, it's used for students. During a presentation or instruction by a professor, it records it. It translates it to OneNote or Word. It links the slides to like a study format so you can study it. You can type in certain words, and it will take you to that point of the lecture so you can listen to what the professor says on that lecture. It can also link to like other YouTube videos or stuff of that topic to pull it up so you can study more on it. So it's kind of like a study app that just records the professors, and then you can kind of link that to other things on the internet. So that was one of my ideas. The other one I came up with the other day when I was driving back home from Labor Day. It's a headrest for my car. So I was in the back seat, and I tried to fall asleep, but I was kinking my neck. So it's something that can hook up to you can hook it on like the side of the car, and it can hold your head up with like a pillow or something on there. I don't know, just something that makes it so it's easy to sleep on car rides, I guess. My other one was it's an adhesive tape that connects to an app that you can put on a particular muscle while you're working out, and you can see if that workout is being effective or not. And it also lets you know like the amount of calories you burned, the recovery time after that workout. That was just something I thought would be useful for me, just because the other day I didn't know if this particular workout that I was doing was working. And then another one I had was it's this packs of micronized protein. So you can just carry packs of protein that you can just put in, like water bottles or something, just something simple like that. My last idea was these car signs. So there's signs that you can put up on like the back of your car. They're linked with Bluetooth to your phone. And so you can write things on them. So if like someone cuts you off, you can write something on it, or someone's behind you or something. You can be like jackass or something written on the back of it. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of fun. So that was one of my ideas. Those are my ideas. So
Okay.
Do we, a question that I had, do we want to go through and kind of discuss them a little bit, maybe ask some questions about them, or do we just want to kind of?
I think that he wants us to debate them a little bit. So I think, yeah, that'd be a good way to go through it and to see. Again, it's, I don't know, not being negative or being, condescending, whatever, just saying it, whatever it is, because this is part of the iteration process that we discussed that in this, saying based on these, there were some other good ideas, or this person had multiple and we come down with it. So I say we do that. We go through these real quick and kind of give a thumbs up, thumbs down, and based on that, and go to the next person.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dylan, your first one, I like that. That's record a presentation. You can do that. So you basically have your tablet or whatever turned around where the camera or the webcam is on the professor. You're doing the whole thing, and then it basically translates it into text form like we have on our lecture videos when the professor's doing that. And then highlight a word, find it, scroll left and make that happen. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool. I figure it's gonna be a lot of programming though. So you kind of got to start, something simple at first, and you can kind of work through it when you do create it or something. But yeah, I realize it's going to be a lot to like record and then connect and then go through all that. But yeah, it's kind of just self-studying.
You got good sound. That talk to text apps or something like that would really make a difference. So
exactly.
But it'd be pretty interesting. Just always have you guys ever seen that movie, Real Genius? When they go in there and all they have is the recording on the desks of the professor, and that's all it is, just the whole thing, something like that. I'm just saying it's cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I mean, the one thing that I have, I guess, to contradict on it is like voicemail transcripts right now through, I guess, Google or through Microsoft Exchange as well. They have a very, very difficult time getting, actual words or phrasings correct.
That's true.
It would be case sensitive depending on how, like Andrew was saying, how clear the professor is or something like that. But it would have to kind of be honed into the professor too, because I've got professors that are, not English native.
Yeah, I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It can. I mean,
or having anybody around you talking and it picks up on chatter versus
exactly.
that.
That's true. That's true.
But if you have the professor going to have microphone on or something like that that's there, makes sense. And I don't know. Yeah. That kind of programming is there, but I think that's a pretty good idea all the way around. But obviously there's issues here with it, but that's a good idea.
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool,
all right, your second one, your pillow, and that kind of seems like those ones you already have at the airport where they have the collar neck, whatever.
That's
else. You just go pick one of those up for $8. It's kind of the same thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Something that's connected onto your seatbelt or whatever else too. Possible. I don't know.
But yeah. And I mean, they have ones that are like built into jackets now too that you can.
Oh, they do?
Do with that. Yeah.
I just need to go buy one of those, I guess. Then Amazon this. I should have Amazon this first.
They're only like $500 or something. Pretty cheap.
So. Oh yeah.
Let's pocket change for us college students, right?
Yeah, they're pocket change exactly.
Cool. Say more about that adhesive tape. I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, so I just had this idea it was a couple months ago actually, and I wanted, because I used to work out a lot before I got married. Now that I'm married, I don't. But I used this. I just wanted to know if like this particular workout was working, but I couldn't quite tell if it was or not. I mean, you can always feel a workout, but if you've worked out a lot, after you've worked out a lot, your certain muscle, you can't really tell if it's actually been the workout that you're doing is helping or not. So I thought this tape would be able to connect there and just view like the physical. It could like determine like the physical activity of that muscle during that particular workout, and you can like translate that to an app or something that you can view to see if this workout worked. It can help you, it can help burn calories. Like you can count the amount of calories that you burned and stuff. So kind of like how those Fitbits and stuff work with running and cardio, but kind of more towards like your muscles and the way you're working out.
Okay. So like one of those KT tapes or whatever that have on that. And then did you read your biometrics if that muscle is actually contracting or whatnot?
Exactly.
Well, my question on that one would it be disposable or reusable? If it's reusable, how is that going to be, you're sweating a lot. Is that going to damage the electronics? Is it going to damage the adhesive?
I mean, you can use that same, I have headphones that are like waterproof and stuff that actually can read like my heart rate, and they can let me know like just it just reads my heart rate basically. And so you can think of like those materials that they're using on that. I mean, it's sweat proof because I sweat a ton, and it says waterproof on there. Mm-hmm. So it'd probably be something like that. It's a little bit waterproof. I would have to figure out a little bit more about the adhesiveness to figure out how to make it stick. But that is something, that's definitely something you got to figure out how to make that stick, because it wouldn't be just a one-time thing. It'd be more of a.
And actually, have you guys ever used a TENS unit? Or how to have that, where it's basically those electric pulses that go in there, or you see the infomercials, belts, whatever, because that has that adhesive on there, and it's good for about 10 uses, I think they say, whatever else, and then it kind of pulsates, but something like that could be of use.
I mean, we could even, going off of that idea, I mean, we could have something that is, on top of tape or something, so that the tape itself will, deteriorate and stuff over time, and so you can take that off, but then you can replace
the tape. Ooh, that's a good idea.
You have a main component
with that electronic on top of it that can plug into it and then see. And obviously anybody who's trying to do certain workout just hits a certain side of your muscle, like someone doing their shoulders, it's hitting their front but not their back. They got to tweak that up on an angle or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah. Another thing is, like, if we make app ideas, I guess we have to kind of like try and make the app and everything, like later in class.
We got to come up with a prototype
actually,
of anything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like another thing to think about.
I mean, think for the biometric, if you can first get that product to work, and then all it does is load up the data, you can do whatever you want for the data to whatever. So that's the second part of it, but that's the first thing I would say. That you can make it work, and all of a sudden you go and you upload it on Excel. It'd be interesting to see what sort of data you would get from it.
Yeah, even if it's very, very rough data, I mean, you can, and then at that point you can build into an app or build it into a website or something, and then that's definitely a stepping stone. I agree.
Yeah, but it's just something we gotta think about too.
Yep. Okay. Then number 5, protein packs.
I don't know. Everyone carries those like shake bottles and stuff, but I personally dislike those. So I like to have my little water bottle. You can just put like some protein in there and just shake it up and drink it real quick. Even if it's
it's like those little packets, like little like the Zip Fizzes, and also like the little Gatorade looking ones where it's powdered protein. You just put it in there, and that's it. You shake up your water bottle and you're out, or the little Avion or whatever the hell Aquafina.
Yeah, I got those for like BCAAs and like what are they called? Just some pre-workout, but I haven't seen them for protein. If they're out there, then that's another thing. I got to Amazon and go buy it because I like those.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
And the car signs as well. Going on to the I guess the last one. I think they actually have those as well.
They do?
Yeah.
I need to buy one.
That's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah,
very dangerous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, and it just seems crazy because I've seen one once, and it was. Somebody had put on it like, have a nice day or something, and I got pissed off seeing it because I was just like, I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I lived in Korea for some time, and they had them on scooters over there, and it kind of confused me. I was like, I saw them on like these little people wearing scooters, and they had little signs that I don't know if they were connected to the phones or if they can change or something, but they were connected on there. I was like, those are interesting. So I didn't know. I was like, I don't know if they have this in America. It's probably illegal, let's be honest, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well. Go ahead.
Real quick before we get too far into it, that says that we only are good for 40 minutes for this session. So if it cuts off, I'll hurry and create another one and then email it out to you guys and hit that link again and it restarts again. But they want more money or something that says 40 minutes max per meeting. Just to put a heads up on that. All right, who wants to go next?
I can go next here.
All right.
So, yeah, I have many ideas, but we'll stick it to the top 5, I guess.
That might be good because I only have 4, so I need one more.
All right. That's all right. That's all right. So mine are kind of, a couple of them are based around like the monthly subscription boxes that are very popular right now. And pretty much, so the first one would be like a garden box, like where you get herbs or not even vegetables and like meal prep or whatnot, because that's already there. But something where you get like exotic spices or herbs or something that you just can't buy at, Smith's or Walmart or something for a decent price. You can get it at Whole Foods, but it's like $20 or something like that. A second one would be like a coffee shop And so it would pretty much kind of be like an espresso, but it would be in a biodegradable container that you would get a quantity of them for the month. And it would pretty much have whatever levels of caffeine you wanted in it, flavors, that type of thing. And, you just get those on a monthly basis, and then you would go through them and recycle them or do what you will with them. And then third one was a rechargeable, what do you call them? I just lost the word. Rechargeable hearing aids.
Mm.
I think they're out there, but I don't think that they're out there enough, nor are they well enough in the mindset of people that, maybe doing something easier with like a dock or something, so that, elderly people who actually need them can actually just place them on a little stand or something during the night, rather than, exchanging things like that. Fourth one was it's a mug, so like a coffee mug or a hot chocolate mug, if you prefer hot chocolate, that has a couple interchangeable bottoms to it. One will keep it warm, and so it's battery powered, so it has a charge, and you can charge it. You have a car charger, or just a plain USB charger, as well as a cool side to it, where you would put that in the freezer or something, and it would plug into the bottom, and it would go through and circulate throughout and keep it cold or warm, depending on what you'd like on it. And then number 5 was, what was number 5? Ooh. Let me think of number 5. I've got a list somewhere, so we can go through those 4 real quick.
How's it going, Derek? So I just tripped.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So what do you got for Bronson on this first one?
Yeah, I like the idea of like having a little higher quality foods that you can't like normally buy from the store. So I feel like most of them nowadays, it's just like people that just don't want to go to the store, really. But to go off that, I like the coffee one more. I feel like that's a little more like personable.
Yeah, that coffee mug thing is pretty interesting. Where if you have it, thing is, you can actually have like the heating element and then a possible cooling element on the bottom. And what I basically do is you pull it out like a disc, flip it in there, put it back in for what side you want, and then as long as it goes to whatever conductive metal or whatever that the liquid's in, you have that like vacuum sealed. But that could be pretty cool too. Yeah,
and you can sell that coffee mug with the box.
Yeah,
the monthly subscription box. So you can that can be like the buy-in. You buy this box for this first month, get this coffee mug that does this for you.
Yeah. So I mean, I've tried some of those freshly ones and like the Home Chef and the other kind of stuff, and always good intentions, and I just get lazy. Food goes bad.
Well, and that's the thing is that's what I was thinking of is the food goes bad, and I mean I've got a couple of them, but it's like they're out there with watches, with clothing, with hats, sunglasses, and this, that, and the other, but there's not really a lot of consumables, because the monthly food boxes, you get it, and then you have to use it within a day or two, because you don't know how long it's been going. So if there's a way that we can preserve, a coffee in some sort of, and I'm saying biodegradable container, just to, make sure obviously that, it can be recycled or something like that. So you're not just getting plastic in and taking plastic out.
Yeah.
But having it, available that you can get it once a month, you get 30 packets or something, and they're just, a little shot size, and you just have those throughout the month, and then you just consume them throughout until the next month.
Yeah.
And then my 5th one that I just remembered it would be an app, an application for your phone, iOS or Android, depending on what you like. If you have a Windows phone, no. It would be, I was thinking calling it like student exchange. So essentially it would be geared more towards students, that essentially they would, communicate via this app that would say, well, I need, this is kind of a list of things that I need. So I need this book, I need this book, I need dry erase markers, I need notebooks, I need this, that, or the other. And then it would also say, well, I have gifts to offer, so whether that's a monetary value or whether that's, I have a book for this class that I can provide in exchange for this other book. But you would just localize that to communities and to different campuses and so on that would, bring those students together, because everybody's taking classes that everybody else is taking. So why not, instead of having them try to resell that back to the bookstore or to Amazon or putting it on eBay, having that, quote unquote, kind of cutting out that middleman and putting us in the middle there, so that it's more of a one-on-one interaction rather than, I don't know who this person is, I don't, this, that, and the other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think at one point, Paul Brown talks about how we shouldn't have something that's just geared towards students. It's the only thing.
That's true, and I kind of agree with that. It's just it's obviously it's hard not to think of it because we are students right now.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be students. There's always going to be a campus, whether it's you focused or whether it's Utah or even higher educations in general, because there's always going to be a student influx and a student going through, and teachers are going to be providing books for that, and
Yeah, no, I agree. I just meant for the assignment, he just says like no campus-based businesses. On
He did? Maybe I missed that part of it. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was an announcement that he made, like where he said first team project business idea presentation.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like one of the bullet points as well.
Man, those dang bullet points, they always get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that, so.
You just started a protest about bullet points. You done?
Yeah. That'll be a business idea, is protesting against bullet points.
All right. I'm good to go with I only have 4, so someone.
Let's go with hair tie number 5.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. So my first one was a simple device to protect your phone cable from bending and breaking. And I know that they have ones. I know that they have those for that, but like, I don't want one with an animal on it or like something, I don't know, like that. Like, I was thinking just something like simple, just
a little more
something.
personalization on it or something.
Yeah, just something you can just it just looks plain and you could do whatever you want to it afterwards. Something that could like slide on it and then make it so that then like you could like slide the cable like that, so that then it like juts out like a piece of plastic or something, and then that prevents it from crushing it basically. Like, because when you like put it against your stomach or your lap or whatever. Then my second one would be like if you had a peanut butter jar but it opened from both sides, so then you're not sticking your hand all the way down to the bottom, so you can get more peanut butter. And then so I recently fractured my wrist, and I've been having like a hard time like putting my socks on. So I was like, that'd be nice if they had like something you can put your socks on with like one hand, and then the other thing was that if they had like a reusable bag that you could put over your cast, so you could like take a shower and like be able to put it on with one hand rather. Because I feel like most people just put a garbage bag over their hand and then just like have to put a bunch of duct tape, and then it's a pain to take off, and like it's just like a total hassle. So yeah, that was my 4th one. And then I don't have a 5th one, is the other thing. Maybe
I guess I missed one.
okay.
Was your sock your number 2 or your 3?
3.
Oh, sorry, I missed number 2 then.
Oh, it was just a dual-sided peanut butter jar. So you open it.
How did I miss that? All right. Well, real quick on that, you can get that to one sock helper at the Rite Aid or CVS or Old Lady. There's a thing where you actually put it on there. They hand it. There's like a big old thing, like that thing with you'll throw dogs, a tennis ball that has like that. You put your sock on the end, you just slide it on for everybody.
Oh, okay, nice.
Maybe I'll get it for you on Monday.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So
it works pretty good unless you have a big foot, then it doesn't work very well.
Yeah. Like a cast cover can be pretty cool. I mean, whatever you have to have, where it can go on whatever appendage or cast or whatever you got, where it locks in and becomes waterproof. It's set up. Or it could be like a neoprene.
Like one hand,
And you put it in like a neoprene bag or something, and then Velcro it so it's over the neoprene where it's all waterproof. Something like that.
Yeah, and I think
I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I think it's good because a lot of little kids break their arms and stuff. So, I mean, if you put like dinosaur designs or something on it, they might like that too. That might be something they want their parents to buy for them or something.
Yeah, you can do it for anyone. Your foot, your hand, whatever. So, be kind of cool.
Maybe make it out of some sort of cloth if possible to make it washable, so that you're not just having stinky water on it at all times.
That's true.
Yeah, I've broken my wrist many a times that I've gone through quite a few garbage bags in my life.
Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't fun. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Luckily, they just put me in a but I don't have to do that too much now. Just good. But it was a pain when I was doing it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, then I'll go. So my first one would be basically kind of like a solar-powered backpack. You see all these ones like this that are all solar. Just you can hook on the back of it, and it basically charges as you're hiking, do whatever else. But if it's on the side of you or whatever else, why not have these solar powers kind of sewn into the backpack itself and on the sides? So depending on where you're at, it has it, and then kind of like those backpacks, kind of got that bolt. Whatever zipper on the top where you can put glasses or your phone, or whatever, and it just has your cable to hooks in right there immediately. So something like that would be kind of a rechargeable outdoor thing. I mean, it's gonna have to be rainproof and whatnot, but you will wipe it down and hopefully get something out of there. So as long as you can put your pack into the sun, it's built in without having an extra something there, then I think that'll be pretty cool and would work. Second thing is actually a kind of a thing that when I was living in Texas, they had. It was kind of pretty cool that you could, fish here and bring it. It's basically, it's a kind of a weekly meal prep. It's not a subscription. You got to go to the place, but it's one central location where they'll make these meals very healthy, whether it be like some quinoa chili or just something small. And the food's going to stay good for like 5 to 7 days, but they're already prepackaged in, 1 meal containers or even half. You can go and buy it, have it. They can be sent to, gyms or whatever else, or, protein shops where people can just take as it's there. But the big part with your distribution or what you have here, instead of having to go to one specific location or one specific storefront to get it, it could be in those shops throughout the valley in a few places, but then kind of just, piggyback with somebody else that you can get in some store shelf or shoving space into those stores and do something like that. Third one would be some sort of service. It doesn't necessarily be an app, but for basically trolls of reviews, like a Yelp one. So, for instance, when we all saw the the Red Lion restaurant, when they asked Huckabee Sanders to leave, and then half the people started going there and just bombarding that restaurant with bad reviews, all because of politics or whatever else. I know Yelp will go on there and stop it if something becomes so big. But for a business owner like myself, if somebody comes in there and I don't know who the person was, they come in and said that my place smelled like a inside of a used water bed, whatever the hell that means. But you basically, there's no recourse to that. They basically just say, okay, that's what it is. And I'm like, oh shit. But if we're able to use that to go and kind of find out who those people are, or at least scour all the review sites, and it's the same person that's over there doing some negative stuff to have it, then it kind of gets flagged. And then that person, like they have a verified Twitter, like that purple or that blue check or whatever, then they become kind of a flag, like, person that's kind of suspicious or whatever else. Take this with a grain of salt, sort of thing. Where and have to be a huge algorithm with that I have no idea how to make, but I think that would be a good service that would business users or owners would want to use if we rely upon reviews of people out there.
Yeah. Just constant.
What's that?
Yeah, so just like these constant weird.
Yeah, just these trolls that are out there just being dicks. Yeah. Another one that I was looking at, and this is more along the like a social environmental thing that's kind of just a pet peeve of mine, is that Utah sucks at recycling glass. It's just a pain. So literally, at home, at residence, and that's covered by, contract, you actually have to pay for the bin. You have to pay those guys to come and pick up your glass. And obviously one of the reasons why is, glass made of sand. There's plenty of it out there. And recycling for a ton of glass is like $10. So it's not very cost effective for them to do it. But for a business like mine, basically, I'm throwing out hundreds of bottles a day, if not thousands for the week. And I'd like to actually be environmentally friendly on that and be able to put it in there, but without having to pay $100 or $150 a month to have somebody come and pick that up from me. So, some sort of service would come around that would be environmentally friendly. I still have to pay for it, sure, but somehow monetize that in a a progressive way, I think would be a good thing. And the last thing that I would go with number 5 is
Andrew, I'm gonna cut in. I think we're gonna get cut off here in about probably a minute or less.
The thing just happened about 5 minutes ago. It said that we got unlimited minutes now since it's the first one ever. It came on and just said, "You want to continue?" I said, "Yeah." Hopefully it does. Okay. Not, we'll go through it again.
Cool.
The last one would be something like, because I'm going through kind of the same process with my other class where we got to come up with innovative ideas, and we're thinking about kind of like those tiles and the tracking systems they have on there. Most of the tiles are a little bit bigger that you put on your keys or you put in your backpack or you put in your car, whatever. It's that. If you can get some sort of little adhesive one where it's on there that you can stick on something that works on it. But I thought it would go to the next step and use it as basically, for safety for children, that you basically get a wristband that gets put on there, but the wristband can't come off. It has the tracking on there. You can see it on your phone. The app is where it's at, just like you'd find your iPhone, find your child, sort of thing. But the thing is, not like something can come off and cut it off. It'll be where you can't get, scissors and cut it or knife or whatever else. So it has to come off either by Bluetooth or by a special, key per se. So I think Bluetooth would probably be the way to go because the key can be transferred over. But I think that would be a nice little, safety gadget that parents like to have if they're taking their kids to a park or it's busy, it has it, or they need to know, or you're going to water park and it's, what part of the park they're at, or just peace of mind sort of thing. It's be there where you use best technology in that chip in sort of a wristband that protects them and it can't come off without her in some way or other having Bluetooth password that then unlocks it. Something really, really hard. So I thought that would be interesting. Those are mine.
Okay. I guess I'll start off the commentary on the ones. I like the solar panel backpack. I think that would be quite interesting to do. I guess my questions would be, you would obviously have some sort of a battery pack in there that would be rechargeable, and maybe you'd have just like a USB or a 12-volt car charger kind of area or whatever that you can
exactly
and use that.
Yeah, because that's what these things do right now. Yeah, all it does is connects it there, goes to the battery pack, and just recharges those extra batteries, or you go from there to your phone. So absolutely, there'd be some sort of converter that captures that.
Yeah, I like it. And you kind of talked about making it waterproof. I think that's a key element, and also making it shockproof, because I don't know, I just got back from hiking. I swear I dropped my backpack like 3 or 4 times. I don't know if I'm just lurpy or not, but you just make it so it's shockproof so it doesn't break on impact or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that would be my concern. My biggest concern is just how much would that cost?
Sure.
Because I just quickly Googled kind of flexible resistant solar panels, and on Amazon right now it's $700 for a sheet of it, and it's not a big sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's obviously probably more reasonably priced, but yeah, you're gonna have to think about we're going to have to think about, durability of that, because you're hiking and you don't know what's going on. And,
Absolutely.
sure, granted, you get hit with a rock, you can't really expect that. But, if you're, tired or something, you're going to drop your bag. You're not going to set it down gently.
Yep.
So, yeah, thought to consider. But I like that idea. I do.
Mm-hmm.
The next one was the meal prep location. I think that's a fantastic idea. I mean, there's a lot of people nowadays that are doing meal preps, but they're not. Well, they are, okay. But there's no. You can't do a meal prep, monthly subscription. I don't know why I'm on that topic for some reason tonight, but I think having a location, we can probably even try marketing it closer to gyms or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can come out of the gym and you can be like, okay, well, we've got this packed lunch or whatever for the week, and try it out or something.
Yeah, like you can do it through Vasa. I mean, every Vasa has their own little shop right there that you go into. I mean, if you can do something like have a little setup on the side and just if they have their meal prep for a week right there, they can just pay for it and go out and leave. So that'd be a good idea too.
Yeah. Do some breakfast, scrambles, whatever else. Stuff that stays for 4 or 5 days, and you go pick up stuff that doesn't sell. You have it, but it's all about central location and then distribution. But you have to like the food and be healthy, but still without preservatives. But something like that would be, which they do in Houston, but something that I have not seen here. So it needs to be something to become more efficient in this market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And then the next one was what I wrote was consumer ratings.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that they were thinking of doing this, but I had actually had this discussion with an entrepreneurial friend of mine many years back of doing this in restaurants. I've opened a couple of restaurants, I've closed a couple of restaurants, and just having a rating system for consumers of, whether this person is very arrogant, or this person it's a habit of them for being like you said, trolls or toxic type of thing, and just so you have kind of that basis. Flagging them I think would be a great idea of just saying, well, okay, this one, this is a lower I don't know, but it would, it'd be like a lower responsibility for somebody to take a look at and actually respond to those messages. And everybody else would be like, okay, well, this person has a low rating, and so, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Because again, I mean, employees, everybody else, they're busting their ass. They get some jerk in there, and then it's not their fault, but just because that's what it is, and they're known to do it around, but they're getting hit for it. So you got to be able to, at least that becomes, like you said, grain of salt, or at least some way to buffer it to see, okay, how valid is this complaint? So you need something.
Yeah. And then the one I liked, I'm trying to move on a little bit, is just because I like that wristband one for children. I don't think you've put on the child constantly, like they have to go to school with it every day, but like putting it on when you do go to the park, or when you do go to somewhere where they're more likely to get lost or disappear or something. I think that's a really good idea. Just make sure it's like waterproof and mess proof and dirt proof, because it's going to get messy and dirty, and it's going to get probably thrown in water constantly. So, but that is a good idea. I like that one definitely.
Yeah, definitely the big part is that no predator can just come by and just rip it, take it off their wrist. I mean,
exactly.
It's there. I mean, it's part of that can't come off, and the only way it can be is with some sort of authentication situation that does it. So
yeah, and I was thinking of that. I was thinking of kind of expanding off of that idea a little bit, of doing maybe even like incorporating it into some sort of like a watch or something, or maybe it is possible to have them as a daily wearable even to school.
Yeah,
where it's you can unlock it Bluetooth, a special key, or even if there's a keypad or something enabled, because smartwatches and everything nowadays, there's some keypad or key code that you can plug in onto the watch that you can take off. And so yeah, I like that idea a lot, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Derek.
Sorry,
Nate.
Yeah. I was also really interested in the glass recycling thing, because I've noticed that too since I work at a restaurant. Everything just gets chucked, and house to live in.
I really don't have to make money out of it, but
Yeah.
that's an issue.
Yeah. Also live at a house, and it's like, you know, such a pain to just like, oh, well, I want to recycle this glass, but like go drive to the park or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much just like make business out of it. Yeah. Anyways.
Cool.
So some of the ideas that I thought of, the first one was I was thinking if there was some type of card similar to a credit card, but it was more like an all-in-one. So it had your library card, your school ID, your driver's license, your credit card, and even like your gym membership card, all combined into one thing. And so if you ever need it, and if you were to maybe even get a new credit card, then you can update it and add that into it. And then my second idea was an app that if you were to tell it everything you have into your fridge or your cupboard or your pantry, and then it can put out ideas of what you can make for a meal and even tell you how to make them. And then another one was also an app that if you're playing a sport or doing an activity, then it can tell you different exercises that will help you be better and even be faster at what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to play baseball or football, then it would tell you different exercises that would be good. And then my third or fourth one was a vehicle that can drive you where you need to go, but it's automated. That's similar to those Google cars that they have, but it's more open to the public, where as you're going to wherever you need to go, you can be focusing on something else and you don't have to worry about driving. Or even you can branch it off and kind of be similar to the Uber cars, where there's nobody actually in the car and you can kind of go where you need to go and you put it into where you need to go and you can go there. And then the last one is a device that will tell you how much longer an equipment can last for either like base jumping or diving, because those are both extreme sports and it's hard to know how long the equipment can actually last. So even a device that will tell how much life a piece of equipment has left. And those are my 5 ideas.
All right. Number one, they do have one of those under, I think it's at Brooks Spelling or something like that. It's actually a one single computerized chip, and you just plug in each credit card or whatever else it is, and then you scroll through anything that they have. You have your Visa card, your Amex, you can have all that stuff on there. So,
oh, really?
Got that, but I don't think it has a spot for like a bar card or a barcode. So for like your gym membership or even student IDs like that, where you don't have to have your picture ID for it, but it was all about just the number and then the swipe of the magnetic strip that it would use. But I never saw one that actually has a barcode reader on it. That could be cool.
Yeah, so I was actually looking around in my wallet because I have one. I actually have 2 of them. One was a coin and one's called plastic, which the plastic one actually it's got an LCD screen on it, but yeah, it does show barcodes actually, which is kind of ridiculous, but yeah. But yeah, so that's a good idea, but yeah.
For that app for the mills, where basically everything that you have on hand and you I like that. I mean, basically, as long as you stay up to date on whatever you're up to date on whatever you have in your pantry, then basically you can everything's there, and it can throw out meal ideas to you. Or if you're off by maybe one ingredient, then it can kind of give you the ideas and possible substitution or something in there. But I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I like that app. I think it would be cool, just to take a picture of too. So just take a picture of your pantry, and then they can recognize from the photo like what's there and what's not. And because I don't know, I don't want to personally go plug everything in myself. I'm kind of lazy. But if you can take a picture of it or take a picture of what's in your fridge, and it can kind of determine what you do have, that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, really good way to put it down for sure.
Yeah, I've seen that with.
Or you take a picture of basically the receipt in an app. Yep.
Bronson, I think your mic's cracking.
Is that me?
I think it is. Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah,
No, you're good. You're good now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say I've seen that with bars, like with mixologists and stuff like that, where you can put in what kind of drinks you have, have adult beverages, we'll say, and it gives you options and stuff like that. And I think that was definitely a big market back when it first came out, and I think that would be probably a good idea because more people are just coming up with a loss of ideas or want to try something new.
Yeah. I'll add that to taking the picture. I do like that idea.
Add it with the picture.
Yeah.
And then that app exercise for a particular sport, they kind of have that. I used it a lot when they got it a while ago. They even have one where you can connect it to basketball itself, and then the basketball will have specific drills you use with that basketball, tell you how well you shoot it and stuff. So, I mean, it's kind of out there. If you can make it more more beneficial, I guess it'd be more mainstream. But yeah, I used one with the basketball, and it's linked up with the basketball. It tells me the arc of my shot and everything. So, I mean, they kind of got that a little bit out there already, but it's a good idea. I like it.
Cool. All right, then I'm going to go over what Melissa has. I have it up if you want me to read it off.
Yep.
Let's move it over a little bit. All right, so the first one is a charging station for her house that is bigger for tablets and other electronics, kind of like what they have made for iPhones, but I guess that's if it was breaking our charger. So basically it'd be just a larger charging station that would be either maybe a desk, size, something that would work where you'd put it in there, charging stations just for those gadgets.
I think the restriction on that would be the devices themselves being able to charge. Because I mean, you could get something that is a full desk width that's very thin and just have it there, and anything you place on it. I'm
just wondering if she means by charging station to be those ones where some of the new technologies that you basically have to plug it in, like the iPhone X or whatever, or the others where you stick it on. You don't have to plug in your thing, but you just put it on. Or Samsung, it's the wireless charging station. Do you mean one of those things, or an actual area where you can set things in there and they're specifically for iPads or for Kindles or whatever else, where the charging station is specifically for that? I think they have all that kind of stuff already. It's just based on the aesthetics of what you want. Because I have one that's good for the AirPods, for my watch, and for the phone, where you just stick it on top of it. So it's kind of, I think, already all there.
Yeah, I think the wireless one is a great idea, having something quite large. But yeah, I don't think they're really there yet with iPads having that, wireless charging capabilities, or Android devices outside of phones and maybe some smartwatches.
Yeah. The next one she has is an app that you can use to find a workout buddy. So I don't know about that one.
Tinder.
Yeah.
Tinder. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can have it. I mean, I think that would kind of be whatever your workout group is, like that. I mean, I can see it. I mean, if somebody's out of state or they don't know anybody and they just want to not work out with a friend, but work out with someone who's serious about it, you have it. But I want to say they already have that out there in one form or another, but I don't know.
And I mean, you're only going to use it once. I find a workout buddy, and then that would be pretty much it. Unless I'm trying to find
a traveling thing or something where you're in a new city or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's something there. But I do know, I mean, for workout, for running, then they have just those clubs or those things you can go and run. But for actual lifting weights or whatever, different thing. A reminder app that all the people in your household can have access to, and one person can go in and set up reminders for all the different things. Like, for instance, her husband is always forgetting things like the meeting tonight. So basically, I mean, like an Alexa or everybody's phone app where you go and you hit a reminder and then everybody's alarm goes off about whatever that is. and that could be pretty cool. I mean, you go in there and do that. So it basically says, okay, remember, we're going to grandma's house at 3 o'clock. You guys are out playing. Make sure you're home by 2:30. 2:30 pops out. Get home, sort of thing. I mean, I'm just using that as an example. It would be something like that. And then event planner. I don't know what that means. So I mean, there's thousands of event planners out there or something. Does she mean that she's going to plan the event itself and she's going to be the promoter and put it all together? I mean, like a wedding planner, a party planner sort of thing, or is this a paper planner? I don't know. Either one. I think everything's out there already. Unless there's an efficient way that she knows and coming up with that, which then goes number 5, making personalized gift baskets for any occasion. And those just seem like everyday business ideas that are already out there. Does this market hold a spot? Is there market share to be taken away for those things that are already there? So I think the best one that she has on there is the reminder app, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like links up or whatever.
Cool. So we've gone through all the ideas. So let's whittle them down to the top 5. And again, if somebody doesn't get theirs picked at all, that's, no judgment. It's not there. It's not what we had it. We talked about it. We had it. So
I'm going to write a very hateful email.
it's going to happen. No, Nate. No. Okay. So, I mean, I like your presentation for students. If there's a way to make that record and go there and have, I mean, there's obviously a lot of, and it doesn't have to come to fruition. You just have to basically say, this is what we like. This is where we're going to go. This is feedback from people. Say they're going to like it, or they say they have it. They don't like it, just like the book says, they're going to have to pivot and go to the next one. I think he just wants to see the process as we go through all of these things.
Yeah. I think you also try and incorporate stuff from the reflection module.
Yeah.
That we just did. So just say like we used something from, that module in order to vent out.
It is. It's based on experience, and experience that we either have as careers as part of that talking, or experience as consumers that are out there as well that we've seen. And based on these ideas that we have, that's kind of how we're weeding this out.
Yeah.
As well as anybody else who has those extra things. But yeah, we can use whatever terminology in the modules to come up with say justify it, but kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But again, it just goes, like you mentioned with the app, I think we have to develop an app to do it, fine, but it doesn't mean we actually have to develop that app. That's just the next step in order to make that thing happen.
We may have to come up with a concept or
the concepts, and then the game plan, and then you'd write it out and then figure it out and see, because they want to sit there and say, okay, work backwards, right? Find the need first, and then decide, and work back to see if that's going to actually work. Does the real world need this product? Or do they have that need so bad that they got to have this? And I think that's what he's talking about. And again, that's what his boss at my lecture today talked about too. So pretty sure that's exactly what they're looking for. But again, I like the presentation for the students. I think that should be number 1 of those. What else, you guys? What do you think?
I like the tape for the workout.
Yep.
The muscle focus tape.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
I like the mug. The mug, if you can get that to work on there, you could have it in there where everybody talks about. You can have those mugs that are 24 hours, but you do whatever it is, and you can flip it from cold to hot depending on what you want. Boom, throw it in there. You don't have any ice, but you plugged up. You can have that, cold element at the bottom of there that keeps that cold. It's there. I think they're cool. You can just flip the disc, and one's hot, one's cold, and you're good.
Yep. Doesn't water it down or anything like that.
Yeah. No.
And have some coffee promoter, promoted. And...
Right.
There you go.
Sold at Starbucks, make millions.
I don't know about Nate's peanut butter jar thing, but
yeah, I need to come up with
the cast cover. The cast cover is actually pretty cool if it's you make that happen where it's obviously put out.
Yeah, I like that. I like that cast cover. I think that's a good idea. I think that weekly meal prep too. I think if you can figure out a way to put that, inside like a Vasa or places closer to access, I think that's a good idea as well.
Because even, yeah, I agree with that completely, because you can offer a wide range of, protein packed or vegan protein packed, or, however people want to go about it. But you have definitely different options where people can try things and go through that. Yeah.
And I like the app idea for the meals based on what you have on hand. I think,
Absolutely.
because a lot of chefs can do that stuff. They can look at something to have it, but even if you just go to someone's house or you're going to camping, picnic, whatever the heck it might be, get it. You just punch a few things in there and says these are some options you can make. I mean, it's as simple as that. So, I mean, I think that could be a really cool thing.
Is that 5 right there?
Yeah, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Great. That's good. I like those ones.
But that's without the 6 with the meal prep, but I'm fine without that because that's really a efficiency on an already existing product that's not in this market. And that might be go against kind of what he's talking about, but it's a good business idea, but not necessarily innovative idea. So just lacking of market.
Okay.
I think we got to go with the presentation for the students, the biometric tape, the interchangeable mug, the cast cover, and then the app for meals based on items on hand.
Perfect. I like it.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like when we
like it.
talk about the one for students, we should say, it's not just a campus based idea. You could do that in any type of lecture. Or, I don't know, if you just are going out and, I don't know, just need to listen to people.
No, I mean, hell, you can be used to anybody who's trying to do some training. I mean, I'd love to have that at my bar where I'd sit there and, have the server, the new bartender sit in front of me, and I'll sit there and explain to them how things are done, what it's there, why we're doing this, while we're in front, why they're on the other side. And it just becomes a whole training system for it. And then basically, since they're learning it firsthand and doing it, when they go back and read it or look at it, it's going to be fresher and it's going to be, personalized to them. It makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for business trainings. I think that's another thing. So it's not just focusing straight on college students. It can be focused on business trainings. You can go to high school, junior high kids, because every high school kid nowadays gets a MacBook or they get a tab or something that they use. So I mean, if you can make them download that as well. I mean, I don't know. It's a big market out there.
Well, even that you can have those in conference rooms between business exchanges.
Oh, absolutely.
And, we can even state that if it gets to a certain point where there's a 99 success rate on the topography of translating that. I mean, you could probably put that even in courtrooms or something. Get rid of the writer. I don't know what their position.
The typewriter.
Yeah, or something. Because, I mean, there's somebody there that always.
Closed caption.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can even do that. I mean, you already get recorded. Say, I mean, there's a couple of TED Talks that I thought were pretty interesting, but I want to sit through, another 19 minutes of it to find it there. You point it at that. Yep. Sits there and reads it for you, does the whole thing, and then once it pulls back up and you get a transcript of it, you obviously have the reading, but you can Control F or whatever, it goes to that spot, and it's that spot you were looking at. You can do off of, talks or whatever. I mean, obviously, they don't want you to have a video recorder or computer out with one of some of those speakers or convocations or whatever it might be, but something to that effect. You get one or two of them, and it's set for you. So there's no excuse for someone to have their computer out, and they don't want teachers don't want you to have that or whatever. But you're at the end going to get a written transcript of what was done. Anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can review it.
Limitless on what you can do to have that. Without just being students, Nate, it could be a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, you just have to have it down as that,
Yeah.
All right, so then does everybody then want to basically, who have those ideas, but sorry, Dylan, you're good, you got 2 of them, just do the write-ups on them and say what it is, and then obviously do a little bit of the negative or saying why, some of the ones we didn't do, or the thoughts where these are ideas, but these are something we got to work on, whatever else, and so we can each add to them. But as long as we get everybody to just write up those ones that you are in charge of, and we can put together the presentation and talk about it all.
Yeah, like we can just like do a PowerPoint slide for each one and probably send it to someone, gets it all together. And
Yep.
I don't know if that someone wants to do the commentary by themselves or if we want to do this kind of like a group commentary. I don't know how that needs to be done, but we can definitely do that. We can like set it like tomorrow night, have those write-ups sent in, or
I mean, the commentary I think could be fine based on any one of us because we had this conversation. But I think whoever's going to do it should get the write-up from the person who did it of what the commentary would be. And this is why we think it's there, because just because we agreed on these ideas, it's the person that came up with them that says that's what it is. So kind of do that. I mean, even if you do the original commentary and then the person just goes and rereads what you just said, I'm fine with that. But this is the tough part of not having the continuity of the presentation for the 3 minutes or whatever it takes to get through it all, but jumping around instead of just one person taking control and making it happen. My ass stutters a lot, so I prefer not to be the one talking, but that's just me.
Does anybody have a good mic that would be willing? Because I don't have anything. I don't have crap.
yeah, I don't got anything, and I don't have any access. I mean, I can make a YouTube account and put that on there, I guess, but I don't know if someone already has that and can get that done too.
No, I mean, mine's fine and I can. You guys want to just set it all up and then do the presentation, and then I'll just do it. I mean, I've never done it on Zoom yet, so it needs to happen sometime soon anyway, but I share the screen on the whole thing and then just talk over it as we go through it, then I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You can also
want us
take
to send
turns doing it.
Sorry?
We can also take turns because we're gonna have to do this a bunch of times. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, we do somebody else this one, so if I do it this time, then somebody else does the next time or whatever, then we'll make it happen and get Melissa in on it. So
exactly.
We'll
and then you just do you want us just to send you like the PowerPoint or the commentary on the products in?
Yeah, both the PowerPoint and the commentary, and I'll just create the PowerPoint presentation, and then I'll do the commentary over it, and then talk about that. But again, put in the reasons why, like Nate talked about, based on with our reading, that we chose this because of this reason. See this as a need as a consumer and backing into it for this reason, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just going to be a 3-minute synopsis, but make it simple and easy of why we think this product is needed in the marketplace, why this can be successful.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to get mine into you tomorrow. Do you have an email that you want us to send it to then?
Just send it to my, you guys all have Gmail, right? You guys all do Google Docs?
Yeah.
So everybody, you guys already sent me the email. I think Melissa's the only one that hasn't. I'll create a Google Docs out there and then just share it with you guys so you can just upload it right there.
Okay.
Yep. So we can make that happen.
Okay. I'll try to get mine done by tomorrow then.
And so this is due on the night, on Sunday, right?
Yep.
It was due Friday?
Sunday.
I know. I think earlier in the week somebody said that this project's due Friday, and I didn't see that, so I wanted to just clarify that. I'd rather I get it done sooner because I got to work now on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
same. So I'm just gonna get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have said Friday. Unfortunately, I don't know.
All right, no worries.
It's due on Sunday. So
yeah, I think it was me too.
Cool. Now, as long as we have, I just want to make sure that I'm not reading it wrong because I saw the 9th, but I didn't miss it last week.
It's due the 9th.
Yep.
Cool. There we go. A little bit. I'll set that Google Docs up right now and then send it to all you guys. And then if we can get Melissa to get the email, or if she did and I just didn't see it, then please. Again, if anybody needs these the recording from this, then we can do that because of the conversation we talked about, and then add into what was discussed. It's all here on the Zoom on this whole meeting that we've done. Whatever's there. Sorry?
If it creates a link in our group.
Oh, does it already? Cool.
I don't know. If it does, can we just post it in like an announcement or something? Would you do that?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I can sit there, and if it doesn't, I know it will save to my computer, and I can upload this to Google Docs as well, so everybody can just go and access that too.
Yeah,
it might take a minute, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, you should be able to actually upload it to the groups in CIS under files in our group.
No, just as Nate knows, trying to upload Zoom a 20 minutes meeting that you have on Zoom can take 3 days.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just,
So I figured out how to make it so you can upload it fairly quickly, but it's still just such a pain.
yeah. They're even telling us now, just like the way you did on your project, that just export it into YouTube and just put the link on it.
Yeah.
That's made for that. So I'll do that as well. And if it doesn't work on the Google, then I'll just email you guys the YouTube video of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for all your help.
No problem. Well, thank you guys.
All right, we'll talk to you.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
Yeah.